Let's get into the mailbag, Abby.
Okay, our first question. So we've been talking about the Nebraska Spring League, right? Well, we're going to have a mini draft. So you're a GM of one of these teams. Wow. You get to pick one guy. Who are you going to build your team around? And let's not pick quarterbacks because that seems too obvious.
So what's the draft order here? Sean can go first.
Sean goes first. Then we can go Robin.
With the first pick in the 2024 HuskerOnline Nebraska Spring Draft, Sean Callahan selects Nash Hutmacher.
Oh, God.
Okay. With the second pick in the 2024 HuskerOnline Nebraska Spring League Draft, Robin Washut selects...
You don't even know, do you?
Ty Robinson.
Ty Robinson.
Ooh, okay. You took mine. Sean took one of mine. You took the second one of mine.
I'm building in the trenches.
Okay. This is a tough one. With the third pick in the 2024 Husker draft, I'm taking lockdown corner and return man Tommy.
Whoa.
Yeah,
oh.
Taking Tommy.
So if it was a snake pick, you'd go next. Who'd be your next pick? Would you take? Okay. Would you go O-line, a receiver?
I'd go O-line.
Ben Hart?
Yeah, with the
or
second,
Ben Scott.
Would you let me pick?
I'm getting too excited for your draft prospects here.
I was pretty locked in on one of those guys. I'd like to say a left tackle, but I just don't think I could take Teddy there. I'd go Ben Scott, experienced, and I thought he was good last year.
Okay,
Ben Scott.
Yep. Who are you taking, Robin, for yours? Next one.
Snake back.
You know what? I still haven't even seen him play, but just based off everything I heard, I need a program guy, and I'm getting Jamal Banks.
Oh, that's a good one. He's proven. God. My fan base is going, what were you doing?
I mean, I think at number 6, where I'm at, I'm going to go like a Pittsburgh Steelers style pick here and just take Bryce Benhart.
Okay.
That's good. I got Benhart. I got Nash.
Rob, my fan base is torqued.
All right.
I don't know. You did okay.
That's and we'll kind of do something like this. Our top 40 Huskers.
Abby, that was one of the better mailbag questions we've had in a while.
I came up with that one myself.
Good job, Abby.
What's your next question?
Robin. Okay. Next one. This is also kind of a longer one, so we could go bit by bit. Who are your way too early picks for? We have rushing yards, catches, touchdowns, tackles, interceptions, sacks.
Oh, boy.
So first one, rushing yards.
Emmett Johnson today. Are you going to go Gabe Ervin?
I'm going Gabe Ervin.
Yeah, I think he's got the best opportunity to do it, assuming he stays healthy. I'll say Ervin.
Okay, next one, catches.
Jamal Banks.
Yeah.
I think we all agree on Jamal Banks, the Wake Forest transfer.
Touchdowns?
Ooh.
I'm going to go for Doney on touchdowns. He had 4 last year. I think that number goes to 8 or 9.
I think Banks could have more
Banks
than that, though.
Banks could do that. Naor, remember Isaiah Naor had 12 touchdown catches at Wyoming in 2021. I believe it was 2021. Yes. Naor had 12 in a season. That's a number that really gets my attention.
What about Raiola?
Well, are we crediting passing touchdowns? I mean,
yeah, you could count it.
I was going by just like individual scores.
Yeah,
so that's kind of hard to factor in.
You should have, if he's the starting quarterback, he should have 20 plus touchdowns.
Yeah, like you would like to see his number of touchdown passes around 25.
Yep.
I mean, if you're being conservative,
I'll go Banks too. I think Banks. I'm gonna go him yards, receiving yards, and touchdowns.
Like Banks could be 1,000 and a 10 touchdown guy.
Yeah, Banks was. I mean, he was a 62 catch guy at Wake Forest last year. I'm not sure what the yardage number was, but 62. He had 59 catches in 2022 and 62 in 2023. He's proven it's a good draft pick.
What you hope when you see Banks the first game or a spring game, even like you can just know right away. Yep, they got one. You don't want like this to go deep where you don't know what you have there. You hope like right away we know he's a guy.
Yeah, I just think I'm not too worried about it. He's done it in the ACC. That's a tough league.
Okay, who do you got for most tackles? The last few years it's kind of been easy, but this year more difficult.
Tackles.
Most tackles.
I mean,
Bullock's got to be in there.
Yep.
Gifford's got to be in there.
Bayer.
Well, Gifford, I think, led him last year. So Gifford's
I think the position he plays, kind of that up in the box safety, like that just leads to a lot of volume for tackles.
And they're going to rotate those linebackers.
Yeah, I'll go Gifford.
Isaac Gifford, who
that's our pick.
If I'm not wrong, he was the leading tackler last year by a long way.
He didn't have 100 tackles, though, I don't think.
No,
I
he
mean,
didn't.
And I think that they rotate
He
a
did.
lot, so it's hard to get
I
100.
hope I'm right about that. Are you looking at the stats?
Look it
But
up.
do you have 85?
Because Reimer was nicked up.
I gotta pull it up first. Anyway,
What do you got next?
What's-
Next one, interceptions. Most interceptions.
Tommy Hill,
How many?
6.
Ooh, big number. It's a big number.
what about Buford?
Yeah, that's a good pick.
And then
That's a
last
big
one,
pick.
most sacks.
Spread around probably.
I mean,
I'll say Lenhart.
Can anybody get 10? Think about that now.
I don't know about 10. I mean, Khalil Davis is the last Husker to get 10.
Oh, it was he?
That's a
Prince
while
will be
ago.
in that conversation too.
Did Khalil Davis get 10?
Yes.
I thought Randy might have been the last one.
Yeah, Khalil Davis is the last. Randy was the
Randy Gregory.
before that.
Okay, Khalil Davis.
Yeah,
had
Khalil
10.
Davis, his last year had 10 or like 10 and a half or, a year like that.
That's a good year. They have a guy that can get 10.
I don't know about that, guys. I don't, I just,
I don't know. I
Lenhart
Just haven't
comes
seen
to mind.
think they have
Ty
the
Robinson
potential.
get like 6.
I think if Cam Lenhart doesn't get hurt early in the season, he's probably around 8, right?
Mhm.
With the way that he was starting the year last year as a true freshman.
He should get 8 if he stays healthy.
Yeah, I think he can get there,
James Williams could sneak some. I think you need
especially if he plays more.
you need a game though where you get like 3.
Yep.
And then that's how you get to 10. I mean, you're not going to do it. I mean, you need one game where you just go off.
What we're not mentioning Butler at all. He's a guy.
Yeah, he led him in sacks last year,
Right.
5.5.
Yeah, Jamari Butler's a guy that can go from 5.5 to 8.5 to 9. I would think
No doubt.
10's a big number.
It is.
you should have somebody though.
To your question, Sipple, Isaac Gifford led Nebraska with 86 tackles. Omar Brown and Javin Wright were second with 51.
Yeah, long
So
ways. Okay.
35 more tackles.
All right. What do you need more on that one?
Nope, that's all of them.
Okay.
Is that enough?
We have time for one more, Abby.
Okay, our final one. Both of the final fours are set. Who is your picks to win it all?
Come on, don't overthink this one.
I think South Carolina will beat Iowa in the
Oh, you're
women's.
going
Yeah,
women's
okay.
first.
Yeah.
She said both.
Yeah,
She did.
Oh.
there are
She did.
2.
I just got admonished.
Yeah,
But-
both of us.
I don't think Iowa is going to slip by South Carolina this year.
Yeah, I think looking at the odds, like South Carolina is the overwhelming
Oh
favorite.
God, yes.
Yeah.
They smother you on defense with their
Mhm.
defense.
And they have size.
That UConn Iowa game is going to be good.
I will say though, on the men's side, I have a hard time seeing Purdue beating UConn. I just
In
think
the final.
in the final. I think those two teams are almost double-digit favorites in the semis.
Yep.
I think UConn, if they can win this championship, we're going to talk about this team as one of the better teams of this era.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, in UConn, it would be UConn's 6th title. They ended the kind of discussion, is UConn a blue blood last year? But yeah, you're starting to see this team mentioned with
96
Grays.
Kentucky.
or 92 Duke.
Mhm.
Or more recent vintage, there's 212 North Carolina, 215 Kentucky. 215 Kentucky, was that Devin Booker and
Yes.
Carl Anthony Towns?
I think so.
Think about that for a second, by the way. Devin Booker and Carl Anthony Towns on a team.
Well, Hurley's put himself up there as the top coach in the game now.
Yeah, he's
too.
put himself up there as the top, maybe the top coach and probably the most obnoxious coach, too. God bless him.
Oh, he'd be a treat to work around.
Oh, Jesus.
You-
But
you'd
he's
get
good.
phone calls from him, I bet.
Yeah, he's got a team, and he plays that kind of Bo Pelini card.
Mhm.
He just says us against the nation. We're a very obnoxious fan base, and he plays that card, us against the world, and it's working. It's working. And he's obnoxious, but he's a great coach. There's no doubt about it.
I still think that the one team that can beat UConn is Purdue, just because they have the
Cheat code.
the biggest cheat code in the history of college basketball in Zach Edey, and they've got the point guard play with Braden Smith. And
They've
what?
got that's the.
How do you
that's
win
the
these types of games? Elite bigs and high level point
But
guard. play.
can't Klingon
Yeah.
take care of Edie?
I don't know. Depends on how the game's officiated.
Yeah.
If Zach Edey gets to the line 15,
20
16, 20 times, that's again, it's a cheat code. Like UConn has never played anybody like Zach Edey. So that's the difference there. That's the one reason why I give Purdue a chance. First of all, they have to get past NC State, which, by the way, if you're a Nebraska fan looking for any semblance of optimism, look at what North Carolina State's doing. They came a buzzer beater in the quarterfinal ACC tournament game from this not even making the tournament.
They were down 5 with a minute left.
And now they're in the
Coach
Final
may be
Four.
getting fired.
Yeah. And then automatically he wins himself a extension by winning the conference tournament. So like, if they can do it, there's absolutely no reason why Nebraska can't someday not just win a tournament game, but make a run.
100.
Hey, Rob, how much do you think people study that Nebraska film against Purdue?
I don't know why you wouldn't.
And people that know Hoiberg probably reach out to him just
Mhm.
because Hoiberg has had the best plan on Edie for
Zach
2
Edey's
straight years.
Like 3 worst games over the last 2 years have come against Nebraska.
So you give that assistant credit.
Nate Lenzer.
Nate Lenzer. Yes.
Yes.
Iowa guy.
Yeah. But again, it's just kind of luck too, because with Nebraska, they just have to double, triple Edey every time he gets the ball. And then you hope that Purdue misses threes. Well, when they beat him, Purdue misses threes. When they don't, like every time they play in Mackey, they get torched.
Like that Friday
So,
night game in Mackey when it was over before like
Yeah,
the under 16
I mean,
timeout.
I think it's 21-3.
It's one of those deals where like
21-3.
we're going to let anybody but the 7'4", 300-pound dude beat us. Seems like a pretty
Hey, I'm
logical
glad you
game
mentioned
plan.
Braden Smith. I mean, I think he's
He's what
just-
makes this Purdue team different. for
Yeah.
me.
He's legit all Big Ten guard.
I mean, he's one of the best point guards in the nation.
So he's critical. And the question I have is, do they have the surrounding cast other than Braden Smith and Edey to beat UConn? I don't know.
Yeah.
Fletcher Lawyer's got a hit. I mean, he's got
There's a lot of inconsistency around those
Yeah.
two.